Hi, and welcome to this episode of Financial Planning Innovation. My name is Marc Glickman. I'm an actuary and a long-term care insurance specialist, and it's my pleasure to have on the line Jeff Williams. Jeff is the Tax Exterminator. We met on LinkedIn, and I love what he's doing. Thanks for joining us today.
You're welcome. It's nice being here.
So tell me a little bit about your background. First of all, where do you currently live and practice your work?
I live in a little town called Grand Saline, which is around the Tyler, Texas area. I'm about an hour and 15 minutes from Dallas, Texas.
Now, what I found so fascinating about you is that you actually work with clients, not just in Texas, but all over the place, because you kind of meet people on LinkedIn. Tell us a little bit about how you work with clients remotely.
Well, the great thing about it is with the invention of Zoom, like we're on now, and different aspects, I can work by fax, I can work by email. The clients, I've done this for about 33 years. I can help my client and lower my costs, which in turn has an effect on each one of my clients. I can give them a better price and so forth by working remotely. What I would do is I would take in a tax return via email or fax. I do it here at my office. I have tools in place like Adobe Sign that they can sign the documents and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. It makes it really easy. They can pay me online. I've got credit card or EFT or whatever. So it's really easy. And a lot of people don't want you coming into their home anyway. So that's what I like about the remoteness of this.
That's so cool. And I think that's what's so innovative about what you're doing. And that's what I see in the insurance industry too. A lot of the top specialists in the industry are going more virtual because it allows them to help more families out there. Now, what I want to talk to you a little bit about is what you do for clients. I know you're the Tax Exterminator. How did you begin your career and become kind of an expert in that area of business?
Well, I started doing taxes when I was a junior in high school. I'm 50 years old. I've been doing it for about 33 years. And I just was helping people locally at first. Then I moved to Houston back in 94, and I started working for a company called Norma's Bookkeeping and Tax Service. And I really learned the industry. I really learned the tax and how to do certain returns. A lot of you tax preparers can only do 1040s. I learned how to do corporations, how to do partnerships, how to do all types of tax returns. Learned a lot there. Was there about 2.5 years. Got a lot of knowledge. Readers are leaders, and I'm always reading. I'm always wanting to learn more. And reading a book right now, Tax-Free Wealth. I'm constantly reviewing and learning to make myself better and to exterminate as many taxes as I can.
Very cool. Now let's talk about a theme. I know that you mentioned to me that some people make some mistakes when they're forming a business. What would you say is the number one mistake that people make starting a new small business?
Not seeking the advice of someone that knows what they're doing. They may have heard from a friend, hey, you need to LLC your business. They go to illegalzoom.com. They do not get the advice that they need, and they turn around and do about half the process. They get the LLC form. LegalZoom charges them or an individual, and they just don't follow the process through. There's one form that they have to fill out at the IRS that will save them about 15% yearly on their taxes.
Mm-hmm. And this is not a knock on CPAs out there or LegalZoom. It's just about making sure that someone finds a solution that meets your needs at the end of the day. And what are you kind of suggesting in terms of the 15% savings? What do you typically recommend they do when they're working with you?
I guess more follow the advice that I give them. I've done this. I call myself the Tax Exterminator because I don't like taxes, and I give them strategies that they can utilize that will cut their taxes.
Right. So you're saying that once they form their LLC, structuring it like an S corp, for example, might be a way to save them money, right?
Yeah, or making sure that they're doing proper bookkeeping.
Hmm.
That's another thing we offer is our bookkeeping service.
Hmm.
They need to know exactly where they stand every month or every quarter so they can pay estimated tax payments. A lot of people are paying penalties and interest, and I call it heavy, immediate, and unnecessary taxes
Right.
because the interest is just another tax.
Right, exactly. Sometimes some of the simplest things and just building your business the right way are what saves you the most dollars.
Yeah, it's hard. It's a lot harder to cut someone's taxes in April of the following year than it is to do it within the year. And if they would follow the advice and be able to lower their taxes.
Right. Well, let's talk about a client that you worked with where you're able to save them some money. Anybody come to mind that you'd like to share?
Yeah, I had a restaurant owner that had gotten his taxes prepared, and the person that prepared their taxes didn't really do their due diligence, didn't get them all their deductions like they should have.
Mhm.
One of the deductions was an interest deduction. He done his build out of his restaurant, and he put some of his food and some of his stuff that he needed to run the business on his personal credit card. And the person that done the return did not give him that deduction for the interest that he was paying on that credit card.
Right.
And we were able to take him from owing the IRS 10,000 to getting $10,000 back,
Wow.
which is a $20,000 savings.
Yeah, absolutely. I think this just highlights something, which is A, finding the right expert that understands your situation is so important. And B, that expert could be anywhere in the country now that, for example, you're working on Zoom and remotely with clients. You can find that person even if they're not in your local geographic area. And that's what's so innovative, I think, about what you're doing.
Yes, and I think I'm enjoying this. And the great thing about it is, I don't have to do all the work myself. I can hire other tax people and give them some of my knowledge if they don't have it, and we can review it and we can cover and help a lot of people.
That's awesome. Well, thanks for joining us today and sharing your strategies and your stories. And hope to have you in future episodes, Jeff.
All right, that'll work. Thank you very much, Mark.